Let's talk about how to clean up real estate financial statements as fast as possible at the year end. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Lionshare Bookkeeping, Landlord CFO System, where we talk about the truth behind real estate accounting, finance, back office, and automation. My name is Benjamin Day. I own Lionshare Bookkeeping and Landlord CFO. We've helped dozens of real estate businesses scale from nothing to all kinds of investments, and then take investors with all kinds of investments and really automate their back office so it's less frustrating. They can get more deals done, get back their time, and unlock all kinds of cash in their business. If you're looking to get a little more out of your RIAs and your mentors from all the real estate clubs that are just all about the vision of marketing, go ahead and give us a like and a follow and subscribe, where we want to unpack all of this for you, talk about the things that you just are not getting from your local RIA. Also, check out the notes below where you can begin to find all of our resources that we put together on this topic. We would be nothing without our technology and our knowledge. So we've dumped all of that in the notes section below this video. So listen, let's get into it. Every year we encounter real estate investors who are waiting until January, and then they spend the whole month of January getting their books clean and done. Or maybe they're not waiting till January. Maybe it's, March 15th or April 15th or September or October 15th, wherever they fall in the year. We get phone calls like crazy. It's the last day of the tax season. It's due today. So they're doing it today, and they're just totally scatterbrained. And then there's a whole other camp of people that we help who are thinking that their CPA's got it in the bag, that their CPA has everything and that should be good to go. And then their CPA turns around on the 15th or the week leading up to it and says, hey, we have so many questions. None of this is done. We've been sleeping on it. We need to get this done right now. You need to drop everything. But what we know to be true for a fact that is, I think, probably, if not exclusive to real estate, darn close to exclusive to real estate, is the fact that every year you can, without fail, expect your lenders to call you in January saying, hey, we need numbers for last year ASAP. If you want to get the best loans and the best rates and the best deals, we're going to need up-to-date financial statements from you, even if your tax return isn't done yet. Now, if this is you, what I'm telling you right now is that you don't have to keep it up throughout the whole year. You should. You absolutely should. But what I'm telling you, and I'm not going to tell you in this video, is that, oh, you should be doing this all year. You should be doing your bookkeeping every day, every month. However, what I am telling you is that if you have, pushed this off till the end of the year, you're coming up on a deadline, and you need to get things done really, really quickly, this is for you. So first and foremost, when we're talking about cleaning up your bookkeeping and financial statements, you need to be using some sort of actual accounting method, probably an accounting software. I'm not here to pitch you on anything, but generally speaking, our method in order to get the books done on any client, whether they're in a spreadsheet or Xero or QuickBooks or wherever it is first we need to have the records and then put it in the platform, then make sure it is by property, and then finally do the accounting categorization. Once you can do all of those steps, once all of that is done, then you can review your books, make sure that they look good, your CPA can review the books, and we can be off to the races. Those are the elements to this process. Now, getting into this can be a little bit tricky because at the end of the day, what we're talking about here, it's a very simple method, but how do we make sure that this goes as flawless as possible? For this, we've got a few tips that you need to take into account and start implementing in your business ASAP to make your cleanup an absolute breeze. Number one in our set of tips is that you need to stop using shoeboxes and kitchen drawers for receipts. You need to get rid of the file folders. I know they're super comforting to have, and it's causing you more stress than they are worth. What we really recommend to all of our investor clients is that you begin to get that stuff digital and input really as soon as possible. But ultimately, the last thing you want to be doing is tearing open garbage bags full of receipts in January, trying to remember, okay, I spent this at Home Depot on this property and this at Lowe's on that property. We don't that is a big ball of stress. What you should be doing is using some sort of dedicated project expense management to help you keep all of this straight. So what you can do really, really simply is if you have a rehab going right now, you have one checking account or one credit card, and everything on that credit card for that timeline, if it's from January to March or whatever, everything that you spend on that card is for one house, and that's it. And that's all that you do with that house. What you can do then is once that house is done, you let that card sit idle, you pay off the card, or you pay off the account, you zero out the account, whatever it is, for a certain amount of time. Maybe it's a month, maybe it's 6 months, whatever your volume is, but leave it empty for just long enough for us to tell that there's no volume going through it. And then use that account for the next house. That way you can keep getting points and keep paying off balances, really maximizing your credit, or really using all of your checking accounts without having a billion checking accounts and a billion credit cards. This is what we've used really easily to scale up our project management through expense management at the same time. While it's important to save your receipts for auditing purposes, if you need transactional data to get your accounting done and categorized, instead of chasing down your receipts, use something like this method to really make the actual property tracking a breeze. Now listen, what we've done is we've actually formed a partnership with getdivvy.com, where you can go, and actually there's a link down below that you can use to go sign up and have us potentially help you through some of this onboarding process and using them. This is a fantastic company. They use business credit to do project expense management and tracking, and they'd be more than happy to get you set up and kind of look at your business. Again, it's not personal credit at all. It's really kind of like a business charge card effectively as of right now, and it is fantastic. It syncs to QuickBooks Online, but you don't need to be using QuickBooks Online. It keeps track of your budgets. You can set up all kinds of virtual cards, burner cards for subscriptions you're not sure you're going to use. All of that stuff is available, and it gives you a physical card as well. We love it. Check out the link down below to learn more about that service. Our second tip in really making sure that your end of year bookkeeping is a breeze is to stop thinking or hoping that your bank statements and your credit card statements and your HUD statements and your loan statements are in the cloud. Stop making other people accountable for that information, because I promise you they're not. At the end of the day, banks, lending institutions, property management companies are just people. There's people behind these businesses and these institutions. They make mistakes and they get rid of stuff. So if you're thinking, hey, I can just go in at the end of the year and pull all of my deposit and check images and clean up my books from there, you might be wrong. We've encountered this several times where banks just don't have that long-term data on file for whatever reason. Sometimes the bank just stops being a bank. Sometimes they just don't retain those records for that long, because who could need a check image from 18 months ago? And sometimes the bank just doesn't retain records because the client's moved on. And so they've given everybody due course to collect all the information, and now it's over. So if you're hoping, and look, that's just banks. There's all kinds of other vendors, like your property managers, folks that you should be getting statements from all the time anyway, that you should be auditing those statements if you're being good with your cash, that you need to be collecting. So stop hoping that all of that is just in a portal somewhere for you. Actually go and download it every month, every time it's available. Save it in the cloud somewhere where you can go and find it quickly and easily, but don't just assume that that's going to be somewhere readily available for you. The last thing you want to do is get to the end of the year, ask somebody for a statement, and it takes them 2 months to find it because it's been 18 months since they even generated it in the first place. So that's not what you want. Don't assume that everything is just in the cloud waiting for you. Be proactive and save that stuff beforehand. Okay, I'm going to stop you right here. If so far you've thought that this is fantastic, it's been just even a little bit helpful, and you'd like to learn more about what we have going on, I want you to go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel here. Turn on your notifications. Go check out everything else that we have going on, and see how we can help you get all of your accounting, finance, back office, and automation fixed in your real estate business today. Number 3 on our list, and this is kind of my favorite combination of all of this, is I really want you to stop using your brain. And hear me out on this. I really want you to stop assuming that you're just gonna know stuff. If you're just gonna know that deposits for X amount between X time frame were all loan draws, you're gonna forget that. Or you're gonna remember that it's a loan draw, but you won't remember which house or which loan or which property, or you just could flat out forget, and you could have a loan draw and deposits from sale at the same time on a deposit. Ask me how I know. Listen, if you're just assuming that you're going to be able to keep pace with all the stuff in your business, you're setting yourself up for a lot of frustration. And nothing is more frustrating than sitting down at your desk in the little bit of time that you found to get your records done and looking at a deposit and thinking to yourself, I have no idea what this is for. I legitimately have no idea how I could even find out what this is for in the first place. And now suddenly you're also stuck in this situation where you'd have to go ask a bank or a lender, a financial institution, or a property manager, or like a wholesaler or a vendor that you're no longer working with, or a customer that you're no longer working with, and say, hey, remember that time when you paid me some money? I think I found it, but I don't remember what it was for. Like, look, we're in the business of running a business. It has to be professional. If you're going to do this, really stop assuming that you're going to remember everything and actually get a record in the first place. Stop depending on your brain and put a system in place to help you keep everything organized. Number 4 then, and this is probably the most important thing that you can do in your business, is start documenting your process. Whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you're trying to remember over and over again, stop depending on yourself to get that done and start writing it down. Not just what it is, but how you could find out that information and how you can find that information in the future. So because at some point, like, you're building a business. Everybody in real estate wants to get to that magical, financial freedom beach that exists out there somewhere. Everybody that's investing wants to do that. If you're going to get there, that means that you're going to have to give this job of remembering and doing these actions to somebody else. That's going to have to be something that you offboard. And when that happens, how nice would it be if you had it all written down on a nice little one sheet of paper, a little checklist that said, hey, whenever you see something like this, go check these 3 places, and that's where that information lives. Now suddenly you can go to the beach. You can hire a bookkeeper with zero stress. You can hire a virtual assistant to run all of your things for you. And once you get into this rhythm of actually doing this appropriately, you're going to document everything as a process, and you're going to reach time freedom in your business much faster than you thought. You're going to be able to hire team members to do the stuff that you hate so that you can do the things that you love and grow your business. So please start documenting your processes. It's only going to speed up your end of year cleanup. Y'all, seriously, whenever we begin to do cleanups for real estate investors, this is the cut and dry moment. We really, truly, we collect all the paperwork through whatever means that they've had it originally. And then we go in and we put it in a software and we make sure it's all by property and we categorize it all, and then we review it. And then every time we review, we turn around and we have more questions. And all of those questions could be answered if these tips were in place, if they had a real process, real documentation. It wasn't just hopefully in the cloud, but it was actually a document that they had, and it was actually in some sort of project management instead of just hoping that we had receipts for it. If these things were in place with every single investor we helped, their cleanups would be so fast and so easy. They may not even need to hire us until it comes time for them to actually bring on a bookkeeper in a real monthly capacity. So this is what I wish onto you, is that you would do this right now to make all of your record keeping a million times easier until you scale to a point that you can just stop doing your bookkeeping entirely. Listen, if you would like to not have a mad dash to keep your books up to date every year, if you'd like to spend less than 5 minutes a day having up to date, month to month, day to day record keeping while unlocking hundreds of thousands of dollars of equity in your business, I want you to check out the link in our description for our free masterclass where we go over this step by step for you, what you can begin to implement today in order to see those results. So listen, what do you think about this? I want to hear from you. What did you find the most helpful in here? What can we really pull apart and explain further? What should we talk about next? Let us know in the comments below what you are looking for. Now, again, we do make a little bit of money off of the things that we refer down below, but I promise you, everything that we refer is 100% gold, and we love to see investors using that stuff to get back their time and really begin to start this automation process so that when it comes time to really build their team, they've got it all as streamlined as it could possibly be, and they can get the most out of that team member. So for real, check it out down below. I promise you, it's super valuable. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the notes below for your links on our mini book on bookkeeping for rentals, our free masterclass on scaling your real estate business without licking another stamp on a postcard or having to drive for dollars ever again, and all of our favorite real estate investing tools. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.